Heather here. So I had this frame. Look how pretty. And this is the art that was in it. Kind of whatever, right? Okay. So what we did to begin with is I peeled back the backing. I have already unscrewed the hanger. Now I'm going to finish just pulling out this tape that is covering the little metal bits that keep everything in. See, there's like those little metal hooks. And then I have my cute little flat screwdriver, and I'm just going to pop these up. Alright, so the picture I just found out is actually on a piece of foam. Who knew, huh? Okay, so we have our foam picture. We're going to roll with it anyway. We have our matting. And we have the glass from the frame. We're going to use all of these bits, all of them. So the first thing I want to do is I'm going to paint the frame in hurricane gray, okay? So here we are, all gray. All right, now we're gonna let this sit and hope it dries on its own. If not, I will get my heat gun. I'm trying to avoid using a heat gun today. So let's all cross our fingers that it just magically dries on its own in enough time. All right, so we have the foam and the frame. And I would like to paint both of those in French linen. Just giving my French linen a little stir around. And I'm gonna paint right over this pretty picture with my French linen. That's gonna be our base. I'll come show you what I just did. It's nothing crazy special. I just felt like having texture to it, so I messed with my brush strokes. See? So I created some going that way and some going this way. Nothing overly crazy. But it'll just add some texture. Let's move our piece of glass for now. Oh man, guys, this stuff is still wet. I'm gonna have to get the heat gun. We still have a few minutes though. Guys, all cross your fingers for me that we do not have to get the 1500 degree heat gun. I mean, I'll survive and I'll do it for you guys, but let's just hope. So this is actually a linen matting. So Dixie Belle can paint fabric. So that's what we're doing right now. And we're painting the linen matting with French linen. So French linen, old linen. Ugh, gross. Okay. Okay. So now everything has our base coats on them. Our French linen, I mean, this is all it's going to be. We don't need to do anything else. It is covered. Our glass is, no, not our glass. Our foam is done. Our glass is still clear. Unfortunately, we're still pretty wet to touch. So I'm going to go off screen for like 2 seconds and grab a heat gun. So now we're gonna heat this up. Now that we are mostly dry, we can carry on. Sorry for the boring drying bits. Can't help that. Sometimes it works better than others. Okay. So now this is the frame in dried hurricane gray. Okay. What I'm gonna do is I want to take Moonshine Metallics and Steel Magnolia, and we are going to kind of go over this. Okay. We're gonna basically kind of do like a dry brush. Maybe it's like a little heavier than a typical dry brush. In this area, I'm going a little bit heavier in like the long parts. Here, let me just kind of. So in the long parts, I want it a little bit more Steel Magnolia. But then, as we get into all this pretty, I'm just going to dry brush it. And let the hurricane gray come through. Okay. So, I do have to kind of look at it while I work. I do apologize. But I wanted you guys to see the plan. So, I'm doing more painting in the center, and then I'm going to dry brush at the edges, okay? Okay, so let me show you guys both. See what that's looking like? How pretty is that, right? So we're dry brushing, so we're getting a lot of our hurricane gray right there, and then this is more solid. See that difference? So pretty, right? So pretty. Now I'm not doing the edges again for time purposes. I will go back and make sure that our edges are done. Okay, so see, we're getting there. Super shiny, super pretty. This has got to be my favorite Moonshine Metallic, by the way. I love this on little projects. I love this color on big projects. I love this color for accent pieces. I'm a fan of this color for the whole piece. I just think it's just a really pretty color. Mostly better. I'll put another coat on that once it's dry and it'll go away. Okay. So pretty. Super pretty. Okay. It's sort of like silver. It is not quite like bright silver. So now, this piece, we're not touching it, okay? This is going to sit right back into here. But I want you to see how pretty those tones look together, okay? Super pretty so far, right? Okay. Now you're gonna think I'm crazy because we're not even doing anything with this foam bit. Nope, not touching it at all. I know. You're thinking, then what the heck are we gonna do? That's all the piece is. No, it's not. We still have the glass. Okay. This is my transfer. So now, look how pretty this is. You see? So what we're gonna do is I'm going to center this on my glass. That is as centered as I believe I'm going to get. So now I'm going to go ahead and rub that down from the center out. Now that it has a backing, you'll be able to see how pretty this is. Look. Oh, that's my camera. There you go. So pretty, right? So pretty. So now, I'm almost done. I don't know what time it is, Dixie Belle. If I'm like way over, I'm so sorry. I did not wear a watch today because I was melting. Okay. We have a stick. Comes with the transfer. We are just going to really rub this on. Now, we're not gonna rub, and then rip off, okay? That is for sure how accidents happen. We gave it a good rub. Now we're gonna take our little bit end and we are going to rub and pull at the same time, okay? This is going to ensure that should you have one bit that didn't stick appropriately, you can still roll your wax paper back down and reapply that little bit that didn't stick, okay? Now I'm gonna give it just a quick kind of rub in with my finger to make sure that there's no air bubbles, that kind of stuff. And look. Look at that, so awesome. I find that like plastic putty knives and stuff like that don't work quite as well, but look how pretty that is, okay? So now, the linen is what's gonna be behind it. So look. Okay, so when you get closer, you can kind of see a little bit of like the linen we created on purpose. So now, this is then going to sit, let's put it back in the matting super quick because we have got to be just about at our time. I'm not going to put it all the way together because time, but I will put it to where you can see what it will look like once it is all together. So this is what it looks like, matted with a backing. But now, once we set it into here, this is no longer the picture that we started with. Look how pretty. Isn't that so pretty? Love it, love it, love it. Super excited that this turned out the way I thought it would in my head. So bye-bye, ugly vintage. Yay, new, feminine, metallic. You could totally do this with a window. So, thank you all for hanging out with me while we created this. I know it's not the project we were working on, but I do love to show you guys quick and easy projects that you can make either for yourself around your house to switch things around, or if you're a vendor at a market and you want to sell smalls, like this would be amazing. It really didn't take a ton of time. And it's just a fun way to be able to really update something. So I kind of wish I had the old one right next to it, right? Because then we can really see it. And I should have taken a picture, but I didn't, because why would I do that? But I think we both totally remember the ugliness that it was before, and now I think it's super fun and cute. So again, I am Heather from Grace on Broadway, and if my page is up at the top, please, if you have any questions, any concerns, anything, please message me. I'm happy to help, and I will go back and do all the comments and all those things this afternoon. I thank you for being with me, and we'll see you guys soon. All right, bye.